It's something that about half the people on the planet deal with, but most of us, we don't really get what it is. I'm talking about dandruff. And yeah, it can be a little awkward to talk about, but the microscopic drama playing out on our scalps, it's actually pretty fascinating. So let's dive in. We've all seen them, right? Those little white flakes on a dark shirt. But have you ever really stopped to think about what they are? Like, what's the real story going on up there? Well, that's the mystery we're gonna solve today. Okay, first things first, let's get the official name on the table. What we all call dandruff is known in the medical world as seborrheic dermatitis. All that really means is it's a condition where your scalp starts shedding skin cells way too fast, and they show up as those familiar little yellow or white flakes. It's totally harmless, but it's driven by a very specific and pretty interesting biological process. So, what's kicking this whole thing off? To figure that out, we need to zoom in. Way in. It's time to meet the tiny organism that really starts all the trouble. And here it is. Meet our main suspect. The primary cause of dandruff is a type of yeast, which is just a single-celled fungus called Malassezia globosa. This tiny little guy is the main character in our story today. Now this is where it gets really interesting. This fungus isn't some weird, rare invader. Nope, Malassezia globosa is living completely rent-free on the skin of about half of all humans. It's just a normal part of our skin's ecosystem for a huge number of us. So if it's so common, what's its deal? Well, this fungus pretty much sets up shop on our skin right after we're born. Its absolute favorite place to hang out is in our hair follicles. And why is that? Because those follicles produce a natural oil called sebum. Malassezia loves to eat this stuff, and since our scalp is the oiliest place on our entire body, well, it's basically a 5-star hotel. Okay, so that leads to the biggest question of all. If this fungus is a totally normal resident for half of us, why does it only cause dandruff in some people? The answer is a very specific chain reaction. It's like a series of dominoes that turns this harmless little microbe into a real troublemaker. And here's how those dominoes fall. It all starts with the fungus's diet. It munches on our scalp oil, but here's the thing. It's a picky eater. It only digests certain types of fats and leaves the other ones behind. Those leftovers are actually irritating to our skin, and they mess with its natural protective barrier. Our body senses this as an attack and goes, whoa, problem here. It triggers inflammation, that's what causes the itchiness, and then it slams the pedal on skin cell production, trying to fix the damage. And that last step, speeding up cell production, that's the real key. See, normally, the outer layer of your scalp skin replaces itself over about 3 weeks. It's a nice, orderly process. Cells are born, they move up, they die, and they flake off without you ever noticing. But with dandruff, that whole process gets thrown into hyperdrive. It's just way too fast. And because those skin cells are being churned out so quickly, they don't get enough time to mature properly. Instead of flaking off invisibly, they end up forming these greasy little clumps around the hair follicle. And those clumps are what get shed as the white flakes we see. So dandruff isn't dirt, it's just clumps of skin cells that grew up too fast. All right, so now we've unmasked the fungus and we understand the whole chain reaction. Which brings us to the most practical question. What can we actually do about it? Let's talk about managing the situation. The good news is, for most mild cases, the game plan is pretty straightforward. Using a gentle, antifungal shampoo every day can really help. It does 2 things. It helps control the fungus population, and it reduces the oiliness that the fungus feeds on, which stops that buildup of skin cells. But, everybody's different. What works for one person might not work for you, so you might have to experiment a little. And of course, if it's really persistent, the best move is always to go see your doctor. We're almost at the end of our little investigation here, but there's one last piece to this puzzle, and it might just surprise you. This whole time, we've been talking about the scalp, but it turns out that's not the only place this story unfolds. So let me just ask you, now that you know all about Malassezia and how much it loves oily skin, do you really think dandruff is only a scalp problem? If you guessed no, you are absolutely right, because seborrheic dermatitis is all about those oil glands. It can pop up in a bunch of other places. We're talking eyebrows, eyelids, behind the ears, in the creases of the nose, even on the back of the neck, in your armpits, or the groin area. It's kind of wild, right? But it makes sense. Basically, it can happen anywhere our little fungus friend can find a good oily meal. So if there's one big thing to take away from all this, it's that dandruff isn't about being clean or dirty. It's a complex biological reaction to a tiny microbe that half of us are just carrying around. It's just a powerful reminder that our bodies are these incredible, bustling ecosystems. Which leaves me with one last thought for you to chew on. What other microscopic dramas, just like this one, are unfolding on us right now?